Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Tales from the Dark Multiverse, The Death of Superman. Well, this is an issue 1. I got 2 Tales from the Dark Multiverse. This is also issue number 1, so just ignore the number 1. So yeah, I think this is more like an Elseworlds comic, but since Elseworlds is gone, they don't do it anymore for whatever reasons. They call it now the Multiverse, and I really cannot stand the whole world multiverse anymore. I mean, it's been done to death. It's not fun. There is some couple of things that was fun. Sometimes it works. Mostly it doesn't. It's just shit most of the time. And I talk mostly about Marvel stuff, not about, DC. DC is pretty laid back and a little bit more when it comes to multiverse stuff. It's not that overly complicated or in your face and thousands of variants of the same character like Marvel is doing. So I have a little bit more tolerance towards DC's version of other worlds. Okay, stop with the rambling, Mariners. Let's go on. And so yeah, we have this character called Tempest Fujinod, so he's basically a Watcher type, and I like his design, by the way. And he talks about the multiverse and yada yada yada, and he tells now a story of what happened in one of these worlds. And then we start with the death of Superman, right, when he fought Doomsday to a standstill, and and in the end he was, well, I believe both were dead. And but then Lois comes in, the iconic picture that she is, lying over his body with the Superman flag in the background. This was a fantastic story, by the way. It headlined the news sites all over the world. Here in the Netherlands, we heard the news that Superman died. I said, wait, what? What's going on? Right? It was a national and world phenomenon at that time. It's really good. Art, by the way, I forgot. Jeff Loveness did the scripts. Brad Walker did the pencils. Drew Hansney and Norm Redmond inking. And Lee Weeks and Brad Anderson are doing the cover. I love the art. It's not all that perfect because I've seen his art before. And at some point it feels a little bit off, especially when it comes to people in masks. They have a lot of big eyes with white sleeves in front of it. I'll show you a couple later. So instead of, here, Lois grieving, which she does, she has a lot of rage and then about what happened. Because the Justice League comes and she says, you failed him. And Batman says, Lois, he needed you and you failed him. You let him die alone. Where were you? Where were any of you? And then she says, I don't hear their excuses. I won't listen to these hypocrites ever again. All I can hear is my own voice trailing away. And she says, come back, please. You always come back, right? And then, and her anger grows, her frustration grows. Your funeral comes, and here they are. They couldn't be there as you died alone. And they make sure to be front and center now. They love to be seen. And those of us who truly knew you, who loved you, can barely catch a glimpse. And so they erect a golden statue, there with Lex Luthor, talking. And so yeah, she sees, the people that are selling shirts because, commercial merchandise and all that stuff because of Death of a Person. And then, yeah, she felt lost, alone, and, the world came back, how it always was, but there was no Superman to save all these people. And she's, awake in her bed, cannot sleep, and then she goes also to the Kent's farm. And, and Ma Kent says that Jonathan's heart is very weak, and, there's a lot of emotions going on and a lot of sadness. And she also says, she tells me to keep the ring. I stay for as long as I can. You want me to. It's your home. And then she goes to the Fortress of Solitude. And then I help you say goodbye to your other home. I don't know what compels me, but it feels right. I give back the blanket. All they could spare to send with you. Oh, Clark, I'm sorry, I forget sometimes. You were the only one left. You were everything to them, the last hope of a dying star. And we wasted it. We never deserved their hope. But then this is happening. So this mysterious figure comes out. Well, it's not a portal, but it comes out of the, I believe, the Matrix or something. And he reveals that he is the Eradicator, protector of Krypton. And reborn to defend the last son of the House of El. I took Kal-El's body from his tomb and replaced him in the Kryptonian life matrix to re-energize his cells. But I was too late. He is truly gone. I have failed him. And Lois says we both failed him. But then the Eradicator feels that, you know, he cannot hold the power long within him because he has still, you know, that Kryptonian energy in him. And he says, the power, I cannot hold it in this form, but I cannot end like this. There must be a Krypton. There must be a Krypton. And Lois says, use me. But the Eradicator says that she cannot hold the power because she's human and it could kill her. But then she says, you know, do it anyway. And but she says, you wish to carry on this battle? I'm going to end it. Interesting. Very well. So she's been infused by Superman's powers. And then, you know, she's blasting off into space. And yeah, we see this version of Superwoman, I guess, right? But everything's changed. She is now, you know, powered up. And look at his face. The facial expression's pretty cool. She says, I'll make a better world. One that deserved you, right? So she goes on a quest on, well, we come back to that a little bit later. So I get to work. I used to digging out the truth. Now I don't have to. I can see it. I can see everything. And I start to realize you could have done so much more. I end wars and free prisoners. I feed the hungry and punish those who starve them. So yes, like I said, she's going on a quest, but she's doing way, way more than what Superman is doing, but for the wrong reasons, I guess. I crush their weapons and those who make them. I find the corrupt and those who pay them. I don't hold back. But as I do more and more, I can't help but think, why didn't you? Oh man, Lois, in the end, you didn't know Kal-El at all. You didn't know him at all. And why he's doing that and why he doesn't do certain things, right? You had all this power. You could heal the world screaming. So many atrocities, so much death. Did you shut it out? Did you ignore it? How could you ignore it? Were you really that naive? Were you afraid of us? I look beneath the death and see those who is responsible. And in that moment, I know that I'm not you. So she comes up to Lex, and Lex is, you know, pouring some drink. And he says, I know what you have done, Lex. And then basically Lex is confessing what he's done. He's just killed his secretary. He's just scamming some people, and that LexCorp needs a boost in sales. So he's doing some shenanigans, you know. And but he also says, well, you cannot throw me into jail because I have the court in my back and you cannot prove it. And but then Lois does this. So she drags him away from the LexCorp building. And then she says, he was Clark Kent in his face. And then she's flying into the atmosphere and well, Lex is burning up to a crisp. And he's gone. I know I should feel something, but I don't. There is so much left to do. So what is she doing? She's killing all of a lot of bad guys. I burn LexCorp, Intergang, the League of Shadows, Cadmus. I don't stop. I go after the killers. I burn Ra's al Ghul, Victor Zsasz, Ares, Black Adam, Deathstroke, Parasite. The killers are finally running scared because they know their time is over. Why did we ever allow a world where this was normal? Justice failed. They failed. And now there is only me. So she kills Joker. And then Batman comes in. I look at this face. This looks really, really good. Also like the flames. Colors are nice too. So yeah, there's a lot of dark stuff going on. Haha, dark multiverse. But yeah. Lois, what have you done? What you never could. And how many have died from it, she said. So a lot of anger still. And she tried to justify it. But Batman says, there are lines we can cross. No, do you know how sick I am of hearing that? Your way doesn't work. It never has. It's always been the same with you people for years. People are dying and it's just a game for you. You can't even see how pathetic it is. You're a failure. And what about Clark? Was he a failure? He's dead. And if he's dead, they don't get to live. I won't let him die in vain. You already have. That's what I mean with the eye slits thing. It's a little bit too big. Don't like that from this artist, but overall, art is pretty good. So Lois punches him really hard in the face, and then I don't know. You try to use kryptonite. I think she's human. She's not Kryptonian, so it doesn't work. And then he's using a taser because, well, he's Batman. But you know, she's too strong. He always pitied you. He'd tell me all the time. I just want him to stop, Lois, but he has nothing else. He's so alone. I just want him to stop. And Batman says, I don't stop. Yeah! Batman rules. But, you know, no, you don't, she says. And then we don't see it, but, yeah. I mean, she's just flying away like the Phoenix, like she just, I don't know, killed a lot of X-Men or something. It feels like that. So Batman is gone. And then she's going into the air, or maybe near space. And she says, I see it now. The truth you were too afraid to see. They can be saved. They want to be. And for the first time, I'm glad you are not here for what I have to do next. Yeah, she is completely overboard. Well, sort of. Not yet. I make the world you always wanted, the way you never could. And then the imposters come. Superboy and Steel, nothing more than a clone and a zealot. They don't matter. There's only one I'm after. Cyborg Superman. Morning, Lois. What did I miss? You're not him. And he says, no, I'm not. Basically, he says that he doesn't want to be Superman. She says, take off that symbol. You first. You deserve to wear it. And you do? No, we both got blood on our hands, Miss Lane. I'm just honest about it. I'm not trying to honor his legacy. I'm here to burn it down, starting with Metropolis. So yeah, he's doing his thing. He can control machines and metal, I think. And he also has other powers. But, you know, he's a cyborg. He basically almost cannot die, right? So Superman and Steel comes in to save the day. So Steel wants to help Lois here, but, you know, she says, hey, look after the boy. And then Cyborg Superman says, I'm more powerful than the real Superman. Don't waste my time. And he kills Kal-El, right? And also, you know, now Steel's gone too, because the next time you send in the cavalry, maybe don't call the guy in a metal suit. So, yeah, he is toast. He's gone. Broken. Dead. So Superman goes, Superwoman goes completely nuts. And, but you know, Cyborg Superman is not a slouch. He fights back. And then she noticed something slowly. She says, we fight. I don't know how long or how many die. But I can't let up. He has to be stopped. Nothing else matters. Then I hear it. A voice through the chaos, reaching out to the hopeless. Oh no. It's Superman. It's Kal-El. He's back, right? He lives. And she says, I don't know how, but I know it's you. You're weak, weaker than I've ever seen. I love that she is saying that, right? She's saying you're small, you're insignificant. Well, maybe not in that tone, but why would you say that, right? But we needed you, so you came back. You always come back. And for the first time, I don't want it to be true. Not like this. Please, not like this. He says, Lois? I don't know. The Eradicator placed me in the life matrix. It took longer than expected, but I'm back now, right? Yeah, but it's not all well. I'm back and everything's going to be... No, Superman, it's not going to be all right. They are afraid of you. And she says, please. Why are they afraid of you? Oh, wow, honestly, I don't believe it, says the Eradicator. How many people get to die twice? So he's, I don't know, has some kind of a Kryptonian gas thing, tube here. I don't know, that's he wants to blast Superman with, and then she's going completely nuts. And with all her powers, she just destroys Cyborg Superman, but then, you know, damage this container with the Kryptonian gas are in it, and Superman is in the middle of it. And but she is partly immune because he is human. And he says, I find you once more. I hold you. I look into your eyes. But this time they look back at me with terror, horrified what I've become. You came back. You gave me one last miracle. And I killed you. Oh my God. This is dark. And I'm sorry the world wasn't good enough for you, Clark. I'll make one that is. So basically, she is now beyond redemption. She's irredeemable. And with her final act, she is, you know, completely off the rails and probably is now killing a lot of people on that world because she's not a hero. She's exactly the opposite. She's becoming the Dark Avenger Angel of the universe, and she's calling her now the Eradicator. How fitting, right? How fitting. And that's the end of the book. Next, Blackest Night. Well, I don't have that, but I think, okay, let me say this. For a modern comic, this is actually, dare I say it, I enjoyed myself a lot. I'm going to leave that here, just as it is. So yeah, credit where credit is due. I despise modern comics because the writing is shit. But once in a while, there are some good and fun ones. That means it's not all complete crap, but mostly it is, in my opinion. But yeah, 2019, Death of Superman, Dark Tales of the Dark Multiverse. Did you read it? Did you like it? Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe and all the jazz. See you next time. Bye-bye.